Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be talking about past perfect tense. This tense can be a little difficult and a little complicated in usage, but it's a really useful tense. So let's get started. Let's now see how this tense is defined. Past perfect is used to talk about an action that happened before another action in the past. So that means there is an action that took place in the past, but there was another action that took place before that one. So the one that took place before will be expressed in past perfect, or that is called past perfect. Let's look at this example. I had already eaten dinner when she arrived. So as you can see, there are two actions expressed in this sentence. One is eating and the other is arriving. So which took place before? Certainly, I had already eaten. That took place before she arrived. So with the action that took place before, we will use past perfect tense. Let's now talk about the structure of past perfect tense. In past perfect tense, subject comes in the beginning, then had, and then past participle, which is the third form of a verb. Now let's look at this example. He had finished his homework before he went to bed. So he is subject, then had, then finished is the past participle of finish. So this is how the structure of this verb will be. When you make it negative, you will use subject, had, and not, and then past participle. For contraction, you can also combine had and not as hadn't. So if we have to make negative of this sentence, we'll say he hadn't finished his homework before he went to bed, or he had not finished his homework before he went to bed. And if we make interrogative sentence, then we will put had in the beginning. So the sentence will be, had he finished his homework before he went to bed? So that is a question. So for question, you will put had before the subject. Let's now look at the words which are called signal words, and they indicate the use of past perfect. For example, already, before, by the time, until, after, when. These are all time expressions which can be used to indicate past perfect. Now let's look at the examples of each one of them. Already. I had already eaten dinner by the time you called. Before. I called her before she had left for the airport. By the time. The police had already arrived by the time the fire was extinguished. Until. I didn't say anything until she had finished. After. After I had finished my homework, I went to the movie. When. When I got home, the guest had already left. Now, please pause the video and try to make your sentences using these words. Don't worry about mistakes. If you don't try, you won't learn. Mistakes are part of learning. If you make mistakes, that means you are learning something. Let's look at three more examples using signal words. I had already eaten dinner when you called. When I arrived, she had left. He had studied for hours before the test. Now let me ask you a question. From all these sentences, which action took place before and which took place after? Pause the video, answer this question, and then continue with the rest of the video. For example, let's look at the example of the sentence in the middle. When I arrived, she had left. So which action took place before? Was it arriving or leaving? So think about it and write in the comment box. As we now know that past perfect expresses an action that took place in the past before another action, it can sometimes be confused with the past simple. So now let's try to understand what is past simple. Past simple is used for actions that happened in the past without a specific time relationship. But when we use past perfect, then relationship is specific and clearly mentioned. Let's look at this example. She ate breakfast before she left. Both these actions took place in the past, and we can also understand that eating breakfast took place before. But the time relationship is not specified in this tense. But when we use past perfect, that means the emphasis is on showing the clear relationship of time. Is it making some sense? If not, let's practice. I hope it will make sense to you. Before going any further, let's do this exercise. So pause the video, do this exercise, and then continue with the rest of the video. So read the instructions very carefully and do this exercise. Here is the answer key, but please don't look at this key before doing your exercise, and then you can see it and match your answers with these answers. Let's do one more exercise. So what you will do now, you will write sentences using the past perfect tense to describe events that happened before another event in the past. So think carefully, make at least 10-15 sentences. You can write in the comment box, and then I hope you learn something. If there is any question or any confusion, please don't hesitate to ask. Let's recap what we have learned so far. We learned that past perfect is a tense which expresses an action that took place before another action in the past. And we also learned its structure, which is subject in the beginning, then head, then past participle, which is also called third form of a verb. We also learned a few signal words already: before, by the time, after, when, and we also learned that this tense is different from past simple. In past simple, time relationship is not specified, but in the past perfect, time relation is specifically mentioned, or the emphasis is on the time factor. Thank you everybody for watching this video. I hope this video was helpful to you and you learned something. If you have any comment, please don't hesitate to write. And also, if you haven't subscribed, do subscribe.